we have a Kubey knife, that's what's up, and we have a Vosteed knife. All right, good stuff here. Which one are we going to go with first? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's move on to the Kubey knife, right? Do we know what type of Kubey this is? Do we have a hint anywhere here? It is the model KB294A, whatever that means. It is gray, M390, and titanium. Take a look here, shall we? It is upside down, of course. Let me go ahead and take the top off, and let's see what this guy is all about. Ooh, first things first, I gotta tell you already, I'm really digging those frag pattern milled titanium scales. Oh boy, gonna get to that in a moment. Kubey, an edge above the rest. And of course, we got that wiping cloth in the box. All right, that's pretty much everything on the box right there. So let's hone in on the knife here, shall we? Is there a model for this one? If not, future me, go ahead and put the model on the screen there for my wonderful people of YouTube. But here we go. Bam. All right, first deployment option. First things first, man, this is an interesting, very interesting blade going on here, right? We got a frame lock situation. We got a flipper tab back here. We have a thumb stud, and so thumb deployment is good as long as you don't put pressure on the lock bar. That's always you know, something to get used to when dealing with a, all right, I'm trying to do the reverse flick. Something to get used to when dealing with a lock bar knife. It's a little bit challenging to do the reverse flick there with the meat of the finger there. All right, good access to the lock bar so far. Good drop shotty action. Feels like the thumb deployment and the flipper is going to be the best way to go here. But man, let's take a second. Let's look at this thing. All right, look at those frag pattern scales. Like I've seen a lot of companies do frag pattern. I like that they actually give it a little bit of depth to the whole spacing in between the squares, and it kind of adds to the whole charm of what a frag pattern can look like. A lot of companies just mill the lines and give you the whole squares and all that, but here it actually has some, you know, concavity going on between the squares, which, I mean, I feel like kind of sort of makes it look more 3D-ish, more dynamic to look at, if anything. So they are present on both sides, right, which is nice. It's carried both ends. And we do have the blue accents going on here. Love that, right? It's a good way to contrast the gray natural titanium with a nice, beautiful, you know, blue anodized hardware, and also pivot, captive pivot there with the QB for Kubey. And you have the beautiful backspacer. That's looking nice as well. Little post right here for your lanyard solution. That's the way to do it. So it doesn't actually show, you know, like a big old lanyard hole or something like that. So that is very elegantly done right there. And we have a anodized titanium pocket clip, which is not reversible and about that much deep carry. All right, so not bad. Not bad at all. We do have the stress relief cutout on the outside. Our alignment is looking really good so far. And man, let's talk about this blade for a moment. So we got M390 steel going on here. And what do you want to call this? What are we calling this? A tanto, right? We can go with that. I'm guessing that might be the one option, right? We got some good jimping here in the back of the blade. And we have a dual ground. So this is a flat grind right here towards the front. Then we have a beautiful hollow ground going on here in this section. That's pretty nice. Got the Kubey logo right there, right, as far as billboarding goes. It's a little bit prominent, and I kind of would have liked for them to have done away with the logo because you already have the KB in the pivot, right? So it's a little bit of overkill. If you got the logo in the pivot, why do you need it also in the blade? I'm not sure why. This is a collaboration, which I'm not familiar with. That signature right there is the collaborator, and an M390 steel printed nice and tucked away in a corner. So yeah, the only nitpick so far is that big old Kubey logo in the blade when it's already in the pivot. But other than that, let's see, ergonomics. Feels pretty good, right? First impressions on the hand. I'm telling you, those frag pattern, that frag milling there definitely gives you some good grip. This thing is certainly not going anywhere. So if you walk into the Vaseline factory, like Nick Chavas will say, yeah, you definitely have a good grip on this guy. It is not going anywhere. The flipper works as sort of like a finger guard right there, and you can get a full purchase on this thing. Full purchase, no refund, like Knife Dope would say. And some jimping on the blade there, and we're locked and loaded and ready to put some work. So let's do some size comparisons here, shall we? I do have another Kubey knife with me right now that I'm currently carrying as well. I believe this one's the Virijero, right? It's how I would say in Spanish, but I'm sure some people would say the Verijero, right? I'm just gonna put the spelling on the screen right there. Similar sort of materials here. We have, actually, this is a budget steel 14C28N, but it does have titanium scales, and it has the blue accents going on as well. It is also a frame lock, and it has multiple deployment options there. About similar size, maybe a little bit shorter, right? Just to give you, right, a little bit of a ballpark right there. Here's that Fintiso that we used to open the package. That's also a little bit smaller. Just kind of giving you a ballpark. Let's do some more. By the way, the review's coming up on this guy. Check out the unboxing on this knife if you haven't already. If this design speaks to you, definitely check out the unboxing and subscribe, because the review for this one is coming up here very soon. Some more of the usual knives here in the channel. We got the PM2, got the Para 3 right there, right? It's actually bigger than the Para 3, very comparable to the PM2. You guys take a look there, let me know. Speaking of milled titanium eye candy here, we got the Demko AD 20.5 right there with the milled titanium scales and also diamond scales on the Kunwu Chad as well. All of these are premium knives as well. So the Chad is very comparable, maybe a little bit bigger. The AD 20.5 from Demko is just a little bit smaller. So on the budget popular category, we got the Civivi Vision FG. We got the Kizer Varatas right here, right? There's the budget version just released this year. Definitely check it out if you haven't. The Kubey here is a little bit bigger than the Varatas, but very comparable to the Vision FG. And then, by the way, if you don't already own these two, you definitely should. They're highly recommendable and amazing for EDC. And speaking of recommendable EDC knives, check out the Pyrite and the Raccoon. Cannot go wrong with either one of those. But if you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, you already know that, right? I recommend them all the time. And it's no different here. The Kubey knife is a little bit bigger than the Raccoon, and of course, definitely bigger than the Pyrite. But you get the idea, right? Hopefully you own one, if not multiple, of some of those knives that I mentioned. If not, definitely check them out. They're definitely good value for the money, especially if you're looking into getting into the knife and EDC hobby, or maybe you already are and you're looking for your next purchase. But yeah, pretty solid. I want to say, as usual, right? Anytime I have been carrying any other deployment mechanism that is not a frame lock, I tend to, forget about the whole pressure on the lock bar. But, it just takes a little bit of getting used to, and then I'm good to go. I think fires with an attitude. It kind of gives me like crocodile face, right? Looking, aesthetics, if you ask me. But yeah, let's do our scientific cutting test, right? This is not a review. This is just a quick unboxing and first impressions. I got some paper. I got some cardboard. This is a piece of, a page from a textbook I was about to throw away. So I figured I might as well use it for my scientific cutting test here. And this is a little bit thicker than your usual average paper. So actually cutting through that, no problem, as you would expect. All right, pour a little bit there. I'm just trying to see if I can actually do some turn cutting, and I sure can. Can you cut with this front section? Yes, absolutely. All day, every day, in case you were wondering. So the hollow brown so far is pretty good. All right, there are no nicks or dings or anything like that on the blade. So also keep in mind, it's not brand new out of the box. It also has already seen some use. It's part of the lefty EDC knife pass around. So it probably needs just a little bit of a strap, if anything. That will be about the only thing. So it's M390, so it should definitely take a really good edge. But cutting cardboard, remember when cutting cardboard, don't cut perpendicular, but rather at an angle, right? So it should look something like this. Here we go. All right, pretty good. All right, very solid. That hollow ground there is actually wedging the cardboard apart. And I gotta tell you, man, the grip you get with the frag pattern scales right here, that is pretty good. That knife is not going anywhere. And on top of things, if you put on some gloves, you are gonna be comfortably cutting there for quite a bit of time. No doubt about that. So you guys rate it in the comments. Let me know. Keep in mind it is a factory edge. It has already seen some use. How much of an edge has it retained? Rate it on a scale from 1 through 10. Well, there you have it, guys. That is the Kubey, insert model name right here. Again, I'm sharing my raw first impression reactions here. So I know that this is part of a pass around. So shout out to Lefty EDC for sharing this one with small channels like myself. And also for Kubey for sending out this knife for, us to check out and share our feedback and our review with you guys. So this is just an unboxing video. The actual review is going to be coming up here in the channel very soon over the next few weeks. So go ahead and subscribe at this point if you haven't already. I make knife and EDC content like this on a daily basis, and I promise you, you will not be disappointed. And if you got value out of the video so far, if you really enjoyed the whole unboxing experience, guys, give the video a thumbs up. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm, and it, you know, gets it pushed out to a larger audience. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Fingers crossed, right? Actually, we're on track, so hopefully that works out. But I definitely need all of your support, all the support that I can get, really. So thank you so much, you guys, for all your love and support. Also, this knife, by the time you're watching this video, this knife will be linked down below. So if you want to check prices, availability, variants, and all that good stuff, check out those links on there. Those links will help out the channel at no extra cost to you. I'm going to go ahead and put a video card right here on your left for the Fintiso Cobra and the other Kubey model I was showing you guys earlier, right here on your right-hand side, so you can check that out as well. If you made it to the end, you are the real MVP. Thank you so much for your love and support. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll catch you on the next video, either this one or this one. Peace.